came here from Lincoln, Nebraska, civilian contract primary flying school. I was a farm boy from the wheat fields of Kansas, so my folks drove me in here. I saw this big edifice. I said, well, how awesome can that be? We went on around to the cadet area back in the backside of the field here. I remember driving up in front of the cadet area. One of the upperclassmen, I guess, came and opened the door, dragged me out, and got me up on the porch, and started telling me how to report. You knock on the stick 2 steps, and before we got that done, they'd taken us in and shaved off all our hair and put on new shoes. And so when I went to go in to report, my foot slipped and I got too close and hit the colonel's desk, or the major's desk. He says, son, what's the difference between the insignia on a major and a lieutenant colonel? I said, sir, I don't know. He asked me a couple of other questions. I said, sir, I don't know. He says, son, you're going to have a hard time getting through here. And let me tell you, for the next 6 months, I didn't look right nor left. I just looked straight ahead. The instructor normally flew from the back seat, but when you land, the back seat doesn't have a whole lot of visibility. So on those days, we usually did instrument training, but the student flew instruments from the back seat, so the instructor could be in the front and do the landings and stuff like that. Reveille early in the morning, breakfast. When you were flying, you formed up and you marched to your hangar to fly. After flying, if you flew in the morning, you had ground school in the afternoon. If you flew in the afternoon, you had ground school in the morning.
That was a cadet building?
Yeah, and
that one right there?
That one, and this one, and that one.
And that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and you were in that building right there? That's when you were staying here as a cadet?
When I was a cadet, yeah.
So you said, too, that all this area was open. Where did you guys march?
I didn't hear.
Right in this area? Right?
Yeah,
But this was the building that you stayed in as a cadet?
That's right, yeah. It was A flight, was back then it was called. It was A, B, C, and D. 2 weeks before we graduated, they sent 30 of us back here to go through instructor school to be instructors, basic training instructors. And after graduation, I was sent back here was a flight instructor, and that was in October of '40. Colonels roll all around here, but I was second lieutenant at this place. For some reason or other, I got assigned this house, but I think because I knew the base adjutant. That's about a 9-room house, and we moved in without a stick of furniture.
Oh, really?
Except the dining rooms and the kitchen were furnished. So I'd love to.
Anything on there?
DC-8, 250 passengers, the last one they flew. Flew with Electras and 727s and Constellations back in the prop days.
Nice.
All we had was a needle ball and airspeed. We flew all over the world, but also I've flown for 2 different corporations, so I've done a little bit of everything. Yeah. What do these things cruise at?
200 knots indicated is pretty good.
What's your approach speed?
Approach speed, 110.
110?
Yep.
With flaps?
Yep, that's the flaps to take off. Undergraduate RPA training, or URT, is conducted at Randolph Air Force Base. We train, actually, so that's for the pilots, but we also have the basic sensor operator course, where we train the sensors. So traditionally, or as part of controlling the RPA, we have a crew, and you have both the pilot and the sensor, as well as other support staff.
How long do they stay aloft?
This is the MQ-9. They stay up for many, many hours.
They say one of these days the Air Force may be 90% unmanned. I can't imagine an unmanned aircraft hauling a load of passengers, but maybe they could.
When we're being trained, the instructor, sit back here, which role you know well, so it's only appropriate you should take the seat. You can make sure the student's watching all their gauges.
Randolph's right off your nose, over to the left there.
That's the greatest thing since night baseball.